Oh, I'm usually at the front lines fighting people.
Regardless of Black Friday or not.
You're facing away from the store towards the mob of people.
Yeah.
Cody puts war paint
Mosh
on.
pitting.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, well, Black Fridays matter.
Where in the world are we? We are in the weirdest room, guys. I don't know how we got here, but we're all here in a studio recording a podcast. We're super legit now,
I think
aren't
we're
we?
lost.
I think we
we're
took
lost.
a wrong turn somewhere. I don't know who we bribed to get in this room, but it's a pretty wicked room. Cody, I don't know what you're in front of, but it's a very interesting show. It's called the Friday Shot Day Show.
Oh, yeah, the thing behind me, I brought that with me.
You got Finding Nemo there and everything.
Finding Nemo.
Or I forget what the dad's name is, but yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Mervyn?
Marlin.
Marlin?
Marlin,
Yeah.
yeah.
Marlin Brando.
I like Mervyn better.
Marlon Brando.
Yeah, so for all those who are probably wondering what we're talking about, we are in a studio here in Santa Paula / Ventura-ish, trying it out and just think, it's kind of fun being in the same room. Look at us go. We're moving up in the world. Cool for us, right? That's kind of how it works. But unfortunately, Joel's still in Seattle because,
What an idiot.
shit.
That's how I prefer it.
Yeah, do what you can, I guess. But not to start us off on such a somber note, because we are in Ventura County. The last week has just been pure hell for this county. Absolutely pure hell. We have gone through a mass shooting now, unfortunately, at Borderline Bar and Grill, which I've been to several times. I don't know if you guys have been there at all. But
All the time.
yeah,
So you go there all the time.
definitely not what we want to have happen in any town, anywhere, ever. So it's unfortunate that happened. And then on the same day, the county just catches fire. And we are now literally still battling this fire.
Oh, yeah.
Terrible, terrible week. And, first of all, the first thing I want to say is thank you to the firefighters out there who are battling this blaze as we speak. You guys are awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. And, you guys rock. Seriously. And this kind of is a moment where you kind of have to reflect and give thanks for what we have, because a lot of these things that you realize happen all the time, you kind of go, you know what, I don't step back and reflect. And it's just very fitting that this upcoming week is Thanksgiving. Look at that. It all kind of just merges together, guys.
Heyo.
Look at us.
Segways.
Hashtag segue.
Yeah. Got to get in there somehow. But no, I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of turkey. I don't know about you guys. I feel like there's this split debate going on whether or not turkey is actually any good. Am I alone in this?
No.
No, I hate it.
Okay, thank you. I thought I was the crazy one here, but apparently a lot of people out there are like, no, turkey's the best thing.
You know what bugs me about it, too, is because every time I tell somebody that I hate turkey, they're always like, oh, you just haven't had good turkey. No, I've lived long enough to have good turkey, and I still think it's average.
Yeah, but have you had dark meat? It's light meat, unless you cover it in gravy, isn't good. But if you've had the dark meat...
Is that euphemism for
is that
something?
some kind of
Huh?
innuendo?
Yeah.
Absolutely. You're talking about turkey? Or?
Let's be clear here. Well, the only thing I look forward to on Thanksgiving as far as food is mashed potatoes and gravy. That's it. That's the only thing I really look forward to. But everything else, like the turkey, the stuffing, the pumpkin pies, what else is there? The cranberry
You got the mac and
sauce.
cheese.
Biscuits. All of it's good.
The biscuits.
I don't mind biscuits and rolls.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, but those are okay. But those things are only good if I mix them with the mashed potatoes and gravy.
See, here's the thing. Thanksgiving dinner in its constituent parts is okay. But the good thing about Thanksgiving dinner is you mound it all up together and mush it all together, and you get bites of the most savory. You get turkey bits in there. You get your potatoes. You get your gravy. You get your bread.
It's like American sushi.
Exactly.
American sushi, stay away from me.
That's my favorite song.
Oh, that's amazing.
But I think I'm a little biased, and this applies to you guys as well, is a lot of people love Thanksgiving because they just eat together with their families and whatnot. And long story short, we got together every Thursday because our sweet grandmother, may she rest in peace, picked us up from school on Thursdays and she would take us to her house. She'd always get us a Carl's Jr. Famous Star.
Heck yeah.
And we'd all hang out there, do our
That was
homework,
sponsored.
and then when our folks would come by to pick us up, instead of just picking us up and leaving, they would stick around and we just all have dinner together. So we had Thanksgiving every Thursday.
Yeah.
So when everybody gets together and they see their family, like, oh, it's been a long time. I'm like, I saw you guys 6 days ago. Like, it hasn't been that long. In fact, there might be a direct line from this podcast to Thursday nights that we've always had. Hence why we're always talking to each other, because we constantly see each other all the time. But that's something that went on for like 20 years straight. And so when people get together, I'm like, listen, I see my family all the time. And if I'm going to get together with them, I don't want to have some dry bird. Don't want to do that. It's just not what I prefer. Wouldn't it be just much better if we all cooked something that we really liked to eat? Would that be something completely out of the question?
What do you want, tri-tip?
Well, our dad started doing that because
Yeah.
we lobbied really hard for tri-tip. We're like, it's just, what is it? Why do I have to cut a huge bird? Like, why is that the thing we have to do? I know it's tradition, but who cares about tradition? I don't care. Like, it's not a religious holiday, so who cares? Like, it's just, why are we doing that?
I
tradition.
don't know, Dylan.
I demand an answer from you, Luke.
It's just tradition. Everyone does it, just like Halloween. Why do people pass out candy? Because they've always done it.
Cody, can I talk to you in the other studio?
You can. It's over there, right?
Let's talk to you on the Friday show, the Friday Shot Day show. Is that what that's
Don't make
called?
me sit here and
The
explain
Friday
it to
Shot
you.
Day show. I don't know. I don't dislike Thanksgiving dinner as much as you guys do. I enjoy it.
I enjoy it too.
I enjoy it.
Any holiday that has food as the primary event, I'm all for it. And that's basically Thanksgiving, Christmas.
To Dylan's point, there is better food options out there that we could all be partaking in.
Yeah, but then it wouldn't be Thanksgiving.
Why not?
'Cause
Oh, I forgot. I've been defeated. No, what if we all just have like T-bone steaks instead of turkey?
how about that? Have that in addition to the turkey, and then people can choose what they want.
No, too much. Too much
Why
work.
don't you just sit in your own house and leave us
Tur-
alone?
Well, do you like turkey, Cody?
I don't like or dislike it, but I'll eat it with, I'll put gravy on it.
So if you had the choice between turkey or pizza, which one would you go with?
Turkey pizza.
I mean, they're both good, but it makes, I don't know, like how often do you have turkey like this? How often do you have this kind of meal? Like once a year, so you might as well. You can have pizza like any day of the year. I don't know. It wouldn't.
Well, you can also have turkey any day of the year. But the whole point is that turkey is not like a special meal that you have that's super rare. The only reason it's rare is because we've designated this holiday is like this is the day where we're supposed to have a turkey, because that was the symbol of like the Pilgrims and Indians back in the day. That's what makes it a tradition. But I don't understand why we need to follow that specific tradition if it's just us getting together. The whole point of Thanksgiving is to give thanks, not to have a turkey. But for some reason, we've attributed the turkey to Thanksgiving because of its history. But I'm like, I think we could easily disregard the turkey and substitute it for something way better.
well, that's fine.
Like Carl's Jr. Famous Stars.
Yes, I would gladly do that.
That'd be fantastic. Wasn't the turkey almost the national bird?
I don't know.
I think, didn't Benjamin Franklin want the turkey to be the bird?
Something like that. That sounds
Bird
familiar.
is the word.
I have no idea about that.
I think that happened.
And again, like I want to make it very clear, like I enjoy Thanksgiving probably as much as anybody else does, but I just the thing I don't really care for so much is just like, why are we eating this food that isn't that great? If the whole
Right.
thing is circled around us eating a bunch of food and giving thanks, then why don't we substitute the mediocre food for something that's really, really good? And maybe it doesn't have to be pizza, but something that would be like, wow, this is a great meal, as opposed to this turkey is just really undercooked.
Well,
What?
Dry.
you go ahead and go to Domino's, and I'll have the turkey. It's that simple.
One will be a lot cheaper, and I know that will win you over.
Huh?
That turkeys are expensive.
I don't know.
not
You
paying
buy
for it.
75 pizzas and adds up.
Yep.
I'm really hungry.
You got to tip them.
You got to tip the guy.
What if I pick it up?
You got to
Well,
tip the
You got to pay for
guy
your
that made
gas, wear and tear on your vehicle.
it. Insurance.
Gotta change his tires.
Might get pulled over. That's a ticket.
You're speeding.
Totally off topic, but we're talking about cars that need repaired. I needed my battery replaced. I think it cost me $150. Is that normal?
Yeah.
That's normal?
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Dang it. I was like, this seems like a ripoff. Because every time I go to get my car fixed for something, they're like, the Weeble Wobble's broken and it's going to cost X amount. And you wish you could compare and be like, no, it doesn't cost that much. It costs this much.
Well,
Dude, if
the
the
Weeble Wobble is definitely a ripoff.
Your car's going to fall apart. Did you take your battery and trade it in? You can recycle your old battery and they give you a rebate.
I didn't know that. I'm so car illiterate. I don't know anything about cars. I'm so not a man.
So a battery is the easiest thing in the world to replace.
Where were you, Luke, when I needed
literally
you?
2 connections. And they're color coded.
Yeah.
Black and red, right?
Neutral and positive.
Neutral and positive. Cody's got it.
I got it down, Pat.
They're gonna find they're gonna find Cody dead in the hood of his car because he's just been electrocuted.
Yeah. Had I known,
Yeah,
could
buddy.
have saved me 100. How much would that have saved me?
Like $125. I don't know. It's probably like 15.
They would have paid
$20.
you.
The things I wish I knew a day ago. Well, yeah. Anyway, but anyway, back to Thanksgiving. Well, the thing that I dislike about Thanksgiving more than anything is the day after Thanksgiving. I'm a very, very proud American, but the thing I hate most about being American is Black Friday. It's my least favorite day of the year when it comes to America.
Uber consumerism.
Yes, everything, like, people get some enjoyment out of watching the videos that come out with everyone like mobbing each other at Walmart or Best Buy or wherever electronics are sold. And I just look at it and shake my head and go, man, I have zero hope for humanity. This is what it comes down to. I know some people just go for that exact reason. They don't go to buy anything. They just want to go to mob people, but that almost makes it worse. Like, why are you going to just a place where there's just going to be chaos? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not. I mean, some people can deal with those crowds and stuff, and it's worth it to them for the savings. Because, I mean, the deals are crazy, right? Like, you go and get a TV for like 50% off. Like, I get it, but it's not worth it to me to like literally like fist fight somebody for a TV. Like, I don't want to do that.
But some people, like, actually, that's why they go. They do want to fist fight someone, regardless of whatever it's over. And that's the part where I go, man, what is wrong with people? Like, I just don't get it. I'm sure it was Cody's Mr. Money Management over there, and he knows a lot about this stuff. So when he sees this stuff, do you shake your head and go, what's wrong with these people? Or do you go, I like to fight?
Well, I'm usually at the front lines fighting people.
Regardless of Black Friday or not.
You're facing away from the store towards the mob of people.
Yeah.
Cody puts war
Mosh
paint on.
pitting.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, well, Black Fridays matter. Oh, wait. All Fridays matter.
Let's be clear about that.
Let's be clear.
Yeah, if I think about it right now, there's people probably literally camped out right now for Black Friday.
No, and I guarantee you... Oh, there goes my phone. I guarantee you none of those people camping out, waiting, are successful.
They're successful at camping out.
Well, yeah, I mean,
They can afford a tent. That's about it.
that's the thing, though. Pardon me while I open up this beer.
Yeah, crack it open.
That's the thing. Like, it's for the people that... I don't know. Well, never mind. That's a generality. I'm not going to say that.
What? It's for the people that... What was it? Say it, Luke. Be controversial.
It's for the it's for the people that can't afford a TV at regular price.
Oh, well,
What?
can't believe you said such a thing.
I like whatever. It is.
It's 100% true. It's that there's no reason why you would fight for a TV that's that price if you couldn't just afford it at a regular price.
Yeah. No, there's no
reason.
It wouldn't be worth it to you.
Yeah, because why would you spend days camped out if you could afford it?
Well, the only
not Black Friday.
So I'll play devil's advocate. Some people go to buy a metric truckload of TVs and then resell them at full price or at a profit.
Right. So they're literally fighting to like make money. Which again, I'm sure there's somebody out there with. Like, what if there was somebody out there literally just buying the TV so they can give them away, for charity for whatever reason? Which I think there's a noble cause.
That would never happen.
That's not going to happen.
That's not what happened. But But I'm sure there's some people out there with, they're in dire straits and they're trying to, save money where they can. But I don't see how it's worth it at all to ever spend nights out in front of a Target just, with a tent. I'm going to make a thing out of this. And some people, again, they just go for the experience, but I'm like, that just sounds not fun at all. That whole experience sounds like it's the worst thing you could do on a Wednesday night.
It's also like you said, like people are camping out for days and nights for like what, a 50% off TV. It's like, was that, I mean, when they have the TV in their hand, half off or whatever, say they make it in time, and they look back and think, oh, I lost 2 days of my life. Like, is it really worth it? Or could you have been like working your job and making money that way and saved money by not working?
Well, that's just it. Some people, yeah, it is. Some people, it's like, they don't have a job, or their job isn't worth 2 days worth of pay to save $800 on a TV. I mean,
right.
I don't get paid $800 in 2 days.
You don't? Luke, what are you doing here?
If you don't have a job, you shouldn't be thinking about buying a TV.
If you have a job, you should wait in line for 2 days.
But yeah, that's the thing, is that like it seems like it would be a contradiction to stand in line for something half off when you could be spending your time doing something else where you don't have to worry about getting something half off.
Opportunity cost.
Yeah, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So that whole thing, every time that happens, I just can't wait for that day to end.
Well, plus like you're waiting in a tent and you're potentially, just like Luke said, you're going to get in a fight. So you're just waiting till possibly get trampled, and then you might get a 50% off TV. It's like, when you add all those things up, is it worth it, really?
It seems like it'd be better to just get a job at the store and then put whatever you want to buy like in the back and get like the employee discount on top of the half off. Like, save it in the back and put it on hold. That way you have like first choice in terms of what to buy. That way you don't have to stand in line, and then quit your job after the season's over.
There you go. Look at that.
Right.
Smart.
Well, and then, nowadays it's becoming more about Cyber Monday or whatever, and all the online savings and stuff.
Which I'm all about.
Yeah, if anybody had any like wits about them, they wouldn't be parked outside. They'd just be ordering online. Wouldn't that just be the more sensible thing to do?
Well, now, I mean, that's what people are doing now. So the online sales on Cyber Monday have they surpassed Black Friday or close to it?
I don't know.
Think so.
I wouldn't be surprised if they had. But
some of the Black Friday deals are like just insane. Like you get, a TV for a penny or something, but there's only like 5 of them that you can get.
And it's some weird brand that no one ever heard of.
Yeah.
Black Friday doesn't really like bug me as much. However, it does bug me. It drives me nuts when you hear stories like people dying because they've been trampled.
Yeah, that's the part that bugs me.
That I'm like, okay, guys, what are we doing here? Like it, then it goes from not being worth it to this should be illegal.
Well, imagine because there's been a lot of people that have been killed. Maybe not a lot, but a certain one too many.
It's at least a couple every year, at least.
And how would you feel if you were the person that killed someone because you walked over them because you were so desperate to get that TV that was 50% off? Do you want to be that guy?
Or if you saw yourself on the news, like literally tearing away, a doll from like a little girl.
Yeah. I had to do what I had to do to get it to my kid, It's like that movie, Jingle All the Way. You want to be Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jingle All the Way? I'd rather be Sinbad. That's who I'd rather be.
Sick people in this world.
Would you guys rather trade... This is not applying to everybody, of course, but let's just say, for the sake of argument, everybody had Black Friday off because everyone gets Thursday off for work for Thanksgiving, and then everyone probably is going to take Black Friday off. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, you get Black Friday off, but you don't get Christmas Eve off, and you get Christmas off. Would you guys be willing to trade the day off of work of Black Friday for Christmas Eve off? I'd make that trade.
Yeah,
I'd go to work on Black Friday,
right,
rather than go to work on Christmas Eve.
Depends on where you work.
Yeah.
If you work at a store, you probably don't want to work there on Black Friday.
Right.
Probably.
I worked in retail on Black Friday, and I was, of course, like, assigned to work that day, and I literally just called out sick. Probably almost got fired.
I worked at an electronics store on Black Friday it was a 20-hour day, which I'm pretty sure is illegal.
Yeah.
And my paycheck that week was literally $100 more than it usually is.
What?
Yeah,
And that's it.
yeah, $100 more.
You still work there, right?
I mean, that's criminal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Like the next day I was super sick because of it, because I had to work the next day, another 8-hour day on top of the 20-hour day.
That's insane.
Was this
So-
during the recession?
It was like right before it. It was 2006.
Jeez.
So my wife worked in retail at the mall. Joel, you worked at the mall too, huh?
Yeah.
Black Friday. Yeah, she worked at the mall, and I remember during it wasn't even just Black Friday. It was like all during the holidays. It was like 12-hour days, and it was mandatory 12-hour days. And like, this is illegal, and they just do it.
They don't
It's
care.
like, yeah,
That's why I
it's
call
Do
Oh,
they pay
that's
her
it.
overtime?
yeah, but I think to Cody's point, it's like overtime gets taxed like at
Yeah.
some crazy ridiculous level. So it's like it doesn't even matter. It's not even worth. Like, yeah, you get time and a half, whatever. But you're getting taxed like 40% on your paycheck. It's like, why would you even do that?
Yeah. I just the thought of working. I think that I've only worked a few Black Fridays, and thank God I never worked in a retail that was like a Best Buy or in the mall or something like that. The only retail I think I ever worked was Albertsons grocery store and the video store with you, Joel. And those two aren't too crazy on Black Friday. There's not crazy deals at the video store on Black Friday.
Yeah.
Thank God. But yeah, you told me that story, Cody, about the that shift you did. Didn't you say that you passed out or something like that on the or like someone puked or something like that? I can't
I
remember
was
you told
about to puke the next day because after a 20-hour day, so I got there at 4 in the morning, and then I left midnight the next day. What? From work. Yeah.
That's
and
insane.
The next day, so I left at midnight, and then my next 8-hour shift started like at 10 a.m. So I had to go to bed, sleep until like 9 or whatever, and then go right back to work for another 8 hours after 20 hours. And the end of that 8-hour day, the next day, like I was feeling like physically ill. Like I was getting pale, and like I almost threw up in the store twice. I had to like kneel down and like at an aisle, and I was just sitting there like thinking, like psyching myself out, like don't do it here. Don't throw up here. Not all over these keyboards.
Do it over there on the DVDs.
Do it on that guy. He already looks like throw up.
Find a customer.
Oh, that's the boss. Find a customer quick. So yeah, I threw up when I got home big time.
What?
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's insane.
Destroyed me. Sleep deprived and
No,
stressed.
thank
I
you.
don't think I've ever done anything like that, or I've never been like made to work that many hours. I'd work that many hours like in school doing like a project or something, like, running late on a project or whatever. But I don't think I've ever worked that many hours.
I don't know if you could pay me enough money to do that again, especially after having worked away from that business so long. I mean, I'm sure if desperate times came in, I'd have to do it, but just the thought of having to go back to retail would make me go, ugh. But anyway, going back to Thanksgiving real quick, because that's the big holiday coming up here. Cody and I had separated parents growing up, so we usually got 2 holidays for everything. 2 birthdays, 2 Thanksgivings, 2 Christmases. We had to share the holidays, and some holidays it was great, some holidays it wasn't. And Thanksgiving was never the holiday that you loved to share because you had to eat 2 meals. And I'm sure some poor people out there are going, oh my gosh, you had to eat 2 meals. But, okay, so I grew up a little bit privileged, I guess. But I now have a girlfriend, and I'm going to have to share now a third family in this day. And I have to do the same thing for Christmas. For those that are married in the room, i.e. Joel and Luke, how do you guys split the holidays with your significant others' families?
It is a pain in the Let me tell you. It's something that you like legitimately have to hash out over time, because like the first couple of years is a pain. Like you're just like in fights, like, no, we're going to my family's house, like whatever, you hate each other. And then eventually you kind of work out a deal. So for us, for instance, Thanksgiving, like we kind of got it lucky. Thanksgiving happens to be a bigger holiday for her family than it is for us. Like we celebrate Thanksgiving like early in the day. We do like a early dinner and like we're done by, whatever, 4:00, like we're done eating. Their family, like they have their whole family over, like from out of town. They do a huge thing, and it's like it goes late. Like they're eating until like 11 o'clock. Like it's like a long drawn out thing. So usually it kind of works out. It's like we go to our house, our side of the family. It's like we eat for a couple hours. We go over to her house, spend the rest of the night there. Now, vice versa for Christmas, though, it worked out where her family, like their Christmas day wasn't that big a deal, but ours is. Like our Christmas is like a huge thing. So we wound up switching. So we do Christmas Eve with her parents, and then I get a whole Christmas day with our family. So it just kind of worked out. But I don't know, Joel, what do you think?
Well, mine's a different scenario because her family lives in Austin, Texas. And obviously our family lives in Ventura, and we live in Seattle. So we're not anywhere close to anybody. So we've been trying to do like every other year with each other's families. So last year we would, ideally like to have been in Ventura. This year we're going to Austin for Christmas, but sometimes it just doesn't work out with flights because, as you probably know, holiday flights are just crazy expensive. And of course, Thanksgiving and Christmas are like a month apart. So that's like possibly, $2,000 right there just in flights. But so, I mean, it hasn't been that bad. It's just try to switch off back and forth. But next year, I think we're moving back to Ventura, so it'll be a lot easier just to be like, oh, we're going to do Thanksgiving with you guys and Christmas in Austin. It's not that big of a deal for us. But I think, yeah, to Luke, to your point, I think their family's a little bigger on Thanksgiving as well. So it would be it'd be better if we went to, Austin for Thanksgiving and back for Christmas with the Ventura family, Ventura folk.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to manage the time. I'm almost in a tricky situation because my girlfriend's family lives extremely close, but between my mom's side of the family and dad's side of the family and her family, it almost makes it more difficult because when the families are far apart, it's like you've made the commitment. When you go to Austin to see your wife's family, Joel, you're there. You're not going to see the other family. Like, you're committed. To me, right. There's kind of this, okay, I'm going to see if I can find time for everybody and try and like mix the time. And
100%. It's 1,000 times worse when you live in the same town and minutes away from one another. It's 100% worse. Because you're right. It's like in that case, you absolutely have to divide your day up the same day. You have to go from one house to the next, like a couple hours each place. It's the worst.
Yes.
If you like, devote a day or a half day and you can just like split the day, like that's much better.
Yeah.
So God bless you, Dillon.
I'm going to do my best. Cody, did you hate having to split the holidays, or did you prefer it growing up?
I was fine with it. It's just double everything, so nothing wrong with double food, double presents, double the fun. So
it sounds like a
double stuffed Oreos.
Double stuffed.
It sounds like a
Oreos.
gum commercial. What was that gum commercial?
Double mint gum.
Double mint gum.
Yeah, double the fun. Yeah, I'm all for it.
Sometimes it became frustrating because when you were having a good time somewhere, it was as soon as like the peak fun was happening, it was stop what you're doing, you have to leave, go to this family now. And sometimes that would be frustrating. Again, I'm not complaining. I had a good time, but there was definitely some points where you go, this is kind of frustrating. I just wish we could just stick to one and not have to move back and forth between the other one.
So which family frustrated you more, Dylan?
Oh, ours definitely.
Name them by name.
Well, no, it usually our family, our dad's side of the family is on this side of the family at least. But our dad's side of the family, or this side, would always do the holidays first. We'd always do Thanksgiving, or we would do Thanksgiving first. We would do that, and then we had to go to our mom's, and then we'd come back. So it wasn't anybody's particular fault. It was just always, hey, we're having a good time. Oh, we got to leave. Okay. And that was just kind of the circumstances. But again, I'm not necessarily complaining. I had a good time. It was fun.
You're being a real...
You ungrateful bastard, you.
I think we're also missing like another point, which is a lot of families don't even enjoy being around each other. Like they dread the holidays because they just don't want to like talk to each other. Our family is like special because like we've always talked to each other and we're okay being in the same room. But I was talking to a few coworkers and they're like I was telling them like how we did it in our family, and they were just like baffled by that. They're like, how could you even stand each other for like that long like each week?
And some people pretend to like their families, which is another thing.
Which is what Cody does.
Cody, go to explain
My point
that.
exactly. Case in point.
Yeah. Well, I think you can get tired of anybody at a certain point. I mean, the person that you marry, I'm sure anybody's had a fight with a significant other at some point, so it's just a matter of time. But I think just some people get along with other people better. I just think in our circumstance, I think we stayed away from hot button topics. And there's a reason we don't usually talk about politics or religion, because those two things always become very heated and passionate conversations that usually just lead to raised voices and frustration and anger. And there's no point in like trying to have that conversation. There's a lot of chaos downstairs right now that we're hearing. And
I can hear it.
You guys hear that?
Speaking of disagreements, oh no.
For those who don't know, we actually are recording above an improv studio right now. And I'm very curious to see what they're doing.
I kind of want to go down there and watch.
It sounds more fun than this show.
Hey, we can do our own thing.
We can do our own improv. You did acting classes. I've done acting classes before.
Yeah, you did acting classes.
You did some acting classes. Own up to it.
I did one thing like a long time ago. It wasn't even legit.
Lie.
You did an acting class, Cody?
Yeah, I did on the side. It wasn't even part of school or anything. It
What
was just
happened?
I never heard about
Go
that.
wrong.
Let me tell you. It was run by Santa Claus, I swear. The guy looked just like Santa. A white beard, 400 pounds.
There's a guy like Santa right behind
hiring
me.
slave workers.
Shoot. Oh, yeah.
That's the guy.
That's the guy. That's him. He's still around. That was 94.
Well, Luke and I were talking before we came in here because the improv class was getting underway as we were getting set up here, and we were saying it's actually a really good thing to take an improv class or some sort of performance class to some degree, even if you don't plan on being an actor, because performance is something that is, well, not performance, but speech and presentation is something that you're just going to have to do at some point in your life. It's going to have to happen. And I think that's very, very important that people do that.
Hashtag take an improv class.
If you take anything away from this podcast, it's take an improv class, guys.
Taken improv.
Take
Improv being
take
Liam
an
Neeson.
improv.
I don't know who you are, but I will improv.
I don't know what you want.
Remember when you showed that movie to me? I was just shaking my head going, what is this movie?
It's a classic.
It's a great movie.
Oh, man. If you want just cheap thrills
Yeah, buddy.
with whoever that singer is. Who sang Cheap Thrills? Sia?
I have no idea. What are you talking about?
There's a song called Cheap Thrills.
I don't know what that is.
I think it's Sia.
You know what? Both people that are listening to this right now are probably going, "Come on, guys,
Our moms and dads.
our moms and dads."
They know Sia.
I'm gonna look it up.
Well, Cody, you have this fascination with very terrible movies.
Yeah, Neil Breen, look it up.
Neil Breen.
Told you. You saw it.
Yeah.
You're right. See ya.
No, good.
See,
Got it.
Well, around the time the holidays start, because everyone knows that Christmas season officially starts on Black Friday. And it's also the time when the really cheesy Hallmark movies come out and all the terrible like family comedies that come through. And it's just a thing now where a new Christmas movie comes out every 5 minutes. And it feels like there has already been peak Christmas movies to me. Like there's no more we can say about the Christmas movie. Like we've already got it. Christmas Vacation or the Santa Claus or It's a Wonderful Life. We already have peak Christmas movies. We don't need any more of those. We're done.
I want a Santa Claus prequel.
What?
I said I want the Santa Claus prequel.
Yeah, how Tim Allen grew up as a child.
All young.
Brew up.
How he brewed beer.
Has nothing to do with Christmas. So here's the thing. Here's the thing with Christmas movies. There are movies out there that aren't necessarily Christmas movies that are associated with the holiday season. Die Hard.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Home Alone.
Schmo Malone.
Home Alone.
Although it was
Home Alone was
during
Christmas
Christmas, but it wasn't about Christmas. You're right, kind of.
Yeah, it took place during...
I would say Home Alone is definitely a Christmas movie. Die Hard is the controversial one. I don't know.
I kind of look at Harry Potter as a Christmas movie. I don't know why.
Really?
Well, here's why.
Why?
Because we watch it during the Christmas season.
Die Hard?
Well, your wife's a big fan of Harry Potter.
Yeah, we watched Tremors during Christmas, wearing Christmas hats.
There you go. So Tremors is a Christmas movie for you.
I want to see a Tremors Christmas special.
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
I'd watch the crap out of that movie.
Graboid versus Santa Claus.
Graboid
With the original cast.
Merry Christmas. With the original cast.
Kevin Bacon. Fred Ward.
That would be amazing.
It would be. I would watch a big Graboid with like a Santa Claus hat on top.
I love that out of all the characters, the Graboids are the one that are the most festive.
They just spit out presents.
Yeah.
Out of their mouth.
They've mutated to spit out presents at us.
Little did we know when we started this whole episode that this thing would turn into us talking about Graboids spitting out presents. This is where everything would end up. All right, y'all. I think we're out of time, but this was fun doing this here in the studio. We'll have to, do this again sometime, I think, and maybe go join the improv class downstairs. It sounds like.
Nope.
I'm gonna go right down there right now. I'm just gonna bust in there and just mix up their whole improv situation. I'm just gonna kick down the door and see what happens.
Improv this.
Improv this.
What do you think about this? All right. Well, for anybody out there who is actually listening or watching, subscribe to our YouTube channel or check out our accounts on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, and iTunes. I said that in a really deep voice. I don't know why.
You don't have a deep voice, Dillon.
I don't. Everybody hates me for
You're
it.
a softie.
All right. Well, till then, come back next week and we will do another episode for you guys then. But until then, take care of yourselves and have a good Thanksgiving. Bye.
Bye.